At least he's smiling.
He was thinking of recruiting you, to be a parking enforcement officer.
I believe it.
You're paying for something because it's out of the love of your daughter that you're sharing a car, and I'm impressed by the fact that he feels bad for you. Wait till you get home.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's take.
My English is very bad, I'm sorry. I speak Spanish.
Just relax.
Sure?
Just relax.
Okay.
Don't him now, right? And if I'm ever wrong, you're going to get this as your punishment, right? I'm telling you right.
Will a motorist photo taken to defend herself end up convicting her? She's got a parking ticket and she was charged for parking on a sidewalk. She brought pictures to court proving why she had to park on the sidewalk and why she shouldn't have gotten the ticket in the first place.
There's photographs, Your Honor, of vehicles on sidewalks.
Let me see. Wow. I mean, you're really on the sidewalk.
Yes.
Looks like she just handed herself over for prosecution. Those pictures aren't helping at all. She submitted pictures of other cars that were parked on the sidewalk but weren't ticketed, and she believes those should help. She lives there and she pays $200 to park there, but she still was the only one that got a ticket.
On the sidewalk. Okay,
Yes, I will not do that again.
All right. I'm going to give you a break on it.
Thank you.
Why you were the only car that was tagged, I don't know. Right? You were very honest. You came in. You could have moved your car and said, I was running a little bit on the sidewalk. You didn't do that. You showed the full thing.
Yes.
You really convicted yourself.
She did take good quality pictures, though. She'd make a good parking enforcement officer. She's got a 10-year-old boy who's really good with numbers, so she would want him to do something with numbers, maybe an accountant.
You don't have to be an accountant. Maybe he can be president. You don't know, right? He could be a governor.
He could.
Be anything he wants, so long as he studies hard and listens to his mama.
I agree.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
The father, who works 2 jobs to support his daughter, is busted, broke, and desperate. Mr. Garvin's motor vehicle has been booted and he's got 4 violations.
Fortunately, I wasn't aware of the tickets. For the simple fact is, I share my car with my daughter's mother. And when the tickets were made, I don't know why she didn't take care of it.
He mainly drives the car because it's a company car. He breeds dogs and he travels the country showing dogs as one of the parts of being a dad, and also something he does as a hobby to help take care of his kids. He stated that if he was aware of the tickets, he doubt he'd be able to get there to take care of it because he's got to get to his 9-to-5 job as early as 7 in the morning, which is at Plymouth, Massachusetts, and he doesn't get back to Providence till 9 at night.
And for building police cars and public safety cars, so it's not like I could just, hey, I'm going to come in late today. It's very demanding. So,
How many kids do you have?
I have just one.
He's got a 6-year-old daughter. He sees her every day and supports her because that's his pride and joy. And honestly, it's beautiful. The original tickets were $160, but the penalties raised it to $310. Judge Frank stated that he was going to waive the penalties, but there was a mandatory boot fee of $100. Since the original tickets were $160, then that's a total of $260.
How much of that can you pay today?
Honestly, Your Honor, I could pay $60 today.
Well, you have to pay at least $100 to get the boot released.
I got to try to pay.
It was clear that he didn't have the money for it, and it was quite sad to see that. The judge asserted that he was not going to allow him to be broke, as he declared that he was going to remove the boot. He then asked how much he could afford a week. He stated that he could afford to pay $20 or $25 a week. The judge asked him to pay $20 a week, making sure that he doesn't miss the payments, as that would put the boot back on the car.
20. Call us and tell us.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to go away, okay?
I understand.
All right, we'll work with you.
I appreciate that.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
What a compassionate judge he is. Taking Mr. Garvin's circumstances into consideration was really nice of him. On to the next case. A couple gets a break when a light malfunction creates a confusing situation.
Do the talking.
Me.
I just own the car. That's the offender.
Oh.
Judge, based on previous history, she will.
You've been here before?
I know his sister.
Well, I don't think that information is going to help her. She explained that she didn't realize there was a sign there, but now that she knows, it won't happen again. Her husband requested to see the video because he keeps hearing the same thing every time. She told the court that she feels bad for him because the car's registered in his name and he has to pay the bills.
I knew you didn't stop.
I told you I probably didn't. But I didn't know that sign was there. I knew nobody was coming from the other side.
Her husband asserted to the court that he had gotten home to find the envelopes on the counter. She tried to hide them from him, but he already knew. Well, he sure knows the wife he's married to. He was then curious to see the video because she told him that she didn't do it. Well, she clearly didn't stop there, and there was some confusion there because there were two lights and one was green.
There was confusion there, all right.
Now you're defending. You were convicted
There was
a minute ago.
confusion.
All right, first of all, I want the truth here now, okay? You both promised to tell the truth. Here's the question.
Yes.
Who's the boss?
Me.
That's really obvious. It's heartwarming to see that they've got a good relationship and they get along well. The fact that he came down to support and defend her is beautiful too. Judge Frank stated that due to the confusion, he's got to be fair, and the city cannot also prove its case by clear evidence. So they've got to prove it by clear and convincing evidence.
And because there's a light that's green right in front of you, the city can't prove its case. So the matter's going to be dismissed.
Thank you,
Oh,
Your
that's
Honor.
great.
Thank you.
You better go home and make him dinner.
A pizza delivery guy was speeding through a school zone to deliver hot pizzas. Will the judge reward his honesty with a dismissal? Let's find out.
With speeding in a school zone on Charles Street. This was at 7:47 at night.
He works for Millie's Pizza as a driver, and due to the fact that he wants to make a timely delivery while the pizza's still hot, he sometimes drives fast. That's pretty honest. I wasn't expecting him to say that. Judge Frank asked him again if he drove fast, and again he said yes. Well, you can't really make an honest guy lie if he doesn't want to.
All right, Mr. Reeves, two things here. Number one, it was at 7:47 at night.
Yeah.
School was not in session at 7:47 at night.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to dismiss it on that basis.
He wasn't going to punish him for going a couple of miles over the speed limit at 8 o'clock at night when it doesn't conform to the statute anyway, so the matter was dismissed.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, well, here's the thing. You're free. You don't have to pay any money. Do you understand that?
Okay, yeah, I understand
All right.
now.
Now,
Okay.
when the pizza is hot, are you going to speed to get it to the house? You don't know.
The judge meets a motorist with a disease that won't allow her to wear a seatbelt. Stacy Dandy was charged with not having her seatbelt on. She explained that it's really difficult for her to get in and out of the seatbelt because she's got a really bad degenerative arthritis in her neck and arm, so her hands are really bad.
You tell me the truth?
Yes, sir. And you can see,
Patrolman
My
Hastings,
hands are-
you believe her?
Your Honor, I do believe her.
You believe her?
I do.
Inspector Quinn, you believe her?
I have no reason to doubt it, Your Honor.
Well, now she's met the only solicitor and the patrolman who is supporting her, even though he earlier made a recommendation that she pay a $40 fine, which she agreed to, but trusts Judge Frank not to agree with that. According to her testimony, she's got a medical reason, and the medical reason seems to be sufficient, and also the patrolman agrees with her that she might have a medical condition.
As well, you present well. And so even though you made a recommendation, there is a recommendation from the solicitor to charge you $40, I'm going to override that and I'm going to dismiss it. Do you agree with that?
sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Inspector Quinn advised that if she could get a note from her doctor explaining the circumstances, it would avoid the officer and her from having to come to court in the future.
I'm going to see you here every week on this, right? Hear what Inspector Quinn said? Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Miss Judith was charged with parking overnight. She explained that she was parked outside of her house and she had an overnight pass sticker displayed on the rear driver's side of her car in the window, but she still got a ticket.
I'd have to check, excuse me, I'd have to check the computer to see if that is correct.
And I have a receipt.
I have no reason to doubt the motorist, but
We
we have to
believe-
double
we
check.
Judge Frank explained that the stickers are dark blue, so the parking enforcement officers didn't see it at night because it's dark. Whoever designed that needs to be fined. Inspector Quinn believed she was telling the truth, and the judge dismissed the case. Mr. Anthony was charged with blocking an intersection on Westminster and Snow Street. He told the court that it was at night and he was driving as an Uber driver. When he got to his client, he stopped for 5 seconds because he had to stop to call them.
Stop, and I tried to call them that I'm here so they can come down. And they told me 1 hour they was coming. I see them coming. And the other guy that was behind me was so rude about it. At the time I started, he started beeping the horn.
Every other driver followed with honking their horn. Unfortunately, the client didn't feel bad for him, so he didn't even get a tip. He got a ticket and no tip. That's a double loss. Judge Frank noticed his shirt and he seemed like a world traveler. His shirt has New York and Paris written on it. The judge asked if he had been to both places and he stated that he'd only been to New York.
You're saying you went to all these places? Okay. Now, I see that medallion around your neck, right?
That's my country seal, Liberia.
You familiar with that, Inspector Quinn?
No, Your Honor, I'm looking at the medallion now. I thought it was a badge or something, but apparently he's stating it's the, I guess, coat of arms or something from Liberia.
Considering the fact that he's a hard-working guy that's proud of his country and also makes a nice impression, the judge thought he was entitled to a break. He didn't fine him, and he gave him a break from the charges.